All right, Shabbat Shalom, Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Shalom.
And before we get started, we'd like to give our praises, honor, and glory to where it's due to Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Hashem,
Bahashem,
Yahushua,
Yahushai,
Hashem,
Bahashem, Cha,
Harkodash,
Dash.
Yahweh being the true name of the Heavenly Father, who diagonally and incorrectly calls God, Bahashem in the name, Yahushua, the true name of the only begotten Son, our Lord and Savior, who diagonally and incorrectly calls Jesus Christ, Bahashem in the name, Harkodash, the Holy Spirit. We'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone, and peace, blessing, love, and salutations to those elect scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. May the blessing of election fall upon you and your household. To you we say Shabbat Shalom, Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Shalom.
And tonight, this is the branch of the Kentucky Hebrew Israelite Church coming back at you tonight with another Shabbat lesson, new moon lesson, all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shabbat Shalom. And in tonight's new moon lesson, as you see the title, WW3, World War III, is intensifying on all fronts. Again, World War III is intensifying on all fronts. And there is a lot going on right now concerning World War III, concerning intensification with Russia, China, the U.S., the Israelis, North Korea, Taiwan. It's intensifying on all fronts, just as the title
All
says.
of it.
That's right, everything. You got Turkey over there. Don't forget about Turkey and Syria and Greece. Everything's just intensifying, man. And as we see things intensifying with World War III, we also know that it's also bringing us that much more closer to the implementation of the M to the O to the T to the B to the B strikes, Revelation 13 badge. So without further ado, just so we can, we got a lot to get through the spirit power of Yahweh Shemshah Yahudah, we can get through it all, and Yahudah it be edifying to you Akim wa Akwat that may be listening or watching. So without further ado, just hand it off to the brother.
Yeah, like the brother said, it's power pack. I meant to say jam pack, but it is power pack, right? So we're just going to jump right into it. And we're going to open up with a nice double jab, a nice stiff full double jab to set the stage. And that's Revelation 9 and 12 and Revelation 11 and 14. And then we're going to get that first clip. Okay.
Mm-hmm. This is Revelation 9 and verse 12. One woe is past, and behold, there come two woes more hereafter.
Right. And let's get to Revelation 11 and 14 because we got a lot of ground to cover.
Revelation 11 and 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
Right. And we're not gonna mince any words. We're not gonna play any games. We're not gonna do any of that. We're just gonna come straight out and tell you what these woes are. Those are the 3 world wars. Mm-hmm. And if you're wondering why the scripture says that the first war is past, and then in Revelation, in the next precept, Revelation 11 and 14, it tells you that the second war is past. But the only thing it ever tells you about the third woe is that the third woe is coming quickly. All right. You're wondering why that is, because see, all of these were written 2,000 years ago. This book was written 2,000 years ago, maybe about close to 1,900 years ago, 1,900 and change years ago. So they all were out in the future at the time. None of them had passed, right? Okay. So why does it say that the first is past, the second's past, but it just tells you that the third one is coming quickly? Because the reason why is because the time when the understanding of these prophecies was going to be released on the face of the earth. Okay. The seals would be broken, and the understanding of these prophecies would be released on the face of the earth is between the second woe and the third woe, which are the Second World War and the Third World War.
Right.
And we're right in that time. And that's the reason why it tells you that the first is past and the second is past. But the only thing it says about the third is that it exists and it's coming quickly. It's coming so quickly that it's here now. Okay? We're in the beginning stages of the Third World War right now. The third woe is here.
That's right.
Okay? You got to keep in mind that when the First World War first kicked off, they didn't call it a world war. They called it a world war like well after. If my memory served it correctly, it was like after it was already over, and then they looked back and said, "Well, that's a World War One in the history books." It was after the fact, and it was well into. It was well. I don't know if it was after the fact completely, but it was at the least well into World War II before they called that one World War II. Okay, so you know, if there was going to be history books written about it, and they was going to determine, well, when did World War III start, which is not, okay, but if it was going to go down that way, they would, when they look back at it, the time when they would say that World War III started it's already passed. Through the Spirit, it's already passed. Okay, all right. So it's still in the early stages. It's still in the beginning stages. But this is it. This is that third woe. It's coming so quickly that it's here. And to really show you that everything's intensifying on all fronts, President Biden and the president of Moab, which is Xi Jinping, they call themselves the Chinese these days, and you had the president of Babylon, which is an Edomite, which is Joe Biden. They had a 2-hour phone call today.
Right.
And you know, the most salient point, as they say, to take from that phone call was what Xi Jinping told sleepy, creepy Joe Biden. Bare shells, empty shells Biden. And we got a clip for you, Sky News Australia clip. And we're just going to let the clip tell you.
Yep.
President Joe Biden and Chinese leader Xi Jinping have conducted a 2-hour phone call in the last few hours in what the two leaders described as a frank and in-depth conversation. The call was expected to cover a range of regional and global issues, including the Ukraine invasion.
Hey, pause it, bro. Hey, go back to that shot that showed Xi Jinping, the Moabite, and the Edomite together, you know, on that call. And you see, I'm telling you, man, every time I see this, you know, you got to look at things in the spirit, man. Every time I see this, Xi Jinping always has that same side eye. He's always giving Joe Biden, the Babylonian president, the Edomite president there, the side eye. You see that eye? He's always giving him the side eye every time I see this. Okay? Looking at him sideways, man. Telling you everything you need to know. Go ahead, bro. Let it play, Bubba.
And wait till you wait. I don't think you've seen the thumbnail yet. It got President Joe, Sleepy Joe. It got him looking like he's about to cry. But we'll see it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna continue on.
Conversation. The call was expected to cover a range of regional and global issues, including the Ukraine invasion and economic competition between the two nations. Taiwan also became a key point of the conversation ahead of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's controversial trip to Taipei. President Xi warned the US against playing with fire with Taiwan, but President Biden said US policy on the Taiwan Strait was unchanged and still opposed to any attempts to undermine peace in the region. News of Ms. Pelosi's visit to the self-governing island prompted an aggressive response by Beijing, warning of dire consequences if the United States was seen to be supporting efforts at secession by Taiwan.
Okay, hey, now, Casey, because that read the title, bro. Read the title, because the title really they kind of watered it down a little bit in that video report. The title actually brings the intensity out a little bit more. You read the title of that, Bubba Shaw?
Kind of says Xi Jinping warns Joe Biden against playing with fire over Taiwan in 2-hour call.
Yeah, actually what he said is, and I believe the direct quote is, if you play with fire, you will get burned. Those who play with fire will get burned. There it is. 0 hours. Xi Jinping's direct threat to Biden. Quote, whoever plays with fire will burn.
Yep. Okay.
In other words, you playing with fire and you're about to get burned. What is the burn a metaphor for? You about to get your military destroyed. You about to get hey, and we're gonna bring it out because they've sent Babylon, which is America, Babylon the Great, which is America, has sent over. They've sent over the Ronald Reagan aircraft carrier battle group.
Right.
And Xi Jinping, the Moabites have already told them months ago now, you send that over here, you get that in our business, we will forking sink your aircraft carriers, your aircraft carrier in the battle group. We will sink it all. That we told them straight up. And in addition to that, you heard them mention something about Nancy Pelosi, right? Going over there to visit Taiwan, right? Well, guess what? Guess what Xi Jinping and the Moabites over there told them about Pelosi coming to visit Taiwan? They said, if you send her over here, we are going to blast her ass out of the air.
Yep. Yes. That's a threat.
You think they bullshitting, bro?
No, I don't think.
You think they bluffing?
No, I don't think they are.
Nah, they not bluffing, man. He means it. He means it, and he gets down with power play Putin, man.
That's right.
Okay, he gets down with power play Putin. He gets down with the crazy gang member, you know, Kim Jong Un. You know, they don't bluff, man. They mean what they say. Okay,
that's right.
They mean what they say, man. He said he's going to blast Pelosi out of the air. That was something else. Baba Kushar, bro, play the second half of that again. There was one more thing I was going to touch on, I believe.
Hey.
It's like,
that's all right.
To Taipei, President Xi warned the US against playing with fire with Taiwan, but President Biden said US policy on the Taiwan Strait unchanged and still opposed.
Baba Kushar? Yeah, so Xi Jinping is warning Sleepy Creepy Joe, the Edomites that run America, Babylon the Great, that if you play with fire, you're going to get burned. And Babylon's response, we ain't changing. So that's telling you what's happening right there.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, bro. Baba Kushar.
And still opposed to any attempts to undermine peace in the region. News of Ms. Pelosi's visit to the self-governing island prompted an aggressive response by Beijing, warning of dire consequences if the United States was seen to be supporting efforts at secession by Taiwan.
Yeah, so what I wanted to, I don't think there's anything else I wanted to bring out. I wanted to get the, this is a good time to bring out the Isaiah 14 and like right around the 9th verse, 10th verse, where it gets into, just those couple of verses for now. And then we can keep going.
Isaiah 14 and verse 9. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming.
Hey, Baba Kushar, what's verse 8 say? Okay, yeah. We don't need to get all of that. This is actually talking about the Edomites, man. Okay, all right. It's specifically the elites of the house of Esau Edom, but really, talking about all the house of Esau Edom, right? Okay, it's talking, but they call themselves Illuminati, which means the illuminated ones, and that's really who it's talking about in this chapter here, where it says Lucifer, because Lucifer is just a title and it means light bearer. Okay, it's nothing inherently wicked with the title Lucifer. It's just how you say light bearer. That's what it means, light bearer. And the upper echelon, the elite of Esau Edom, they bear the light of wickedness, which actually is darkness. There is a light which is light of wickedness, which is actually darkness. The scripture speaks about it. It says the light of the wicked shall be put out. Their light is actually the light of darkness, the light of wickedness, right? And they are the bearer of that light. So that's why they're Lucifer. But then there's also true light, right? There are those that bear the true light, the light and righteousness, which is the true light, right? Well, those would be Lucifer and righteousness. See, it's just a title, right? It means light bearer. That's all it means, right? And that's the elite of Esau Edom. Okay. Okay, and you can extend it to the whole house of Esau Edom, but it's talking most directly about the elite, right? But again, you can extend it to the whole house of Esau Edom. So that's who this is talking about when we pick it up in the 9th verse, just for the context. You got it, bro.
Isaiah 14 and 9. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee.
Right. When it says hell, it's not talking about that place that the wacky techie Christians tell you where you go and you burn forever and ever and ever and ever and ever.
Right.
Okay. It's not talking about that place that you've had 2 popes go on the record to tell you that they made that doctrine up. Hell, when you see it in the scriptures, is talking about a very low and miserable condition. And it's talking about the grave. Here, you know, it's going to be talking about one or the other of those 2 things, and in some cases both. You know, in some cases both. Like last week, was it last week or I forget? Like one of the most recent times we did a lesson, the context was going into both for Esau Edom. You know, he's going to be getting a very low miserable condition, and he was going to be going into the grave. Okay. So, but that's what it's talking about here, a very low and miserable condition. And a lot of Edomites are going to die too. So you can pretty much say it's both here as well. Okay. So just so that you know, and it says to meet thee at thy coming, it stirreth up the dead for thee, which is talking about the other nations, the heathen nations. Okay. An assembling of great nations from the north country, which is Russia, is going to be leading an assembly of nations, a coalition of nations against America, Babylon the Great. Okay, and that's in Jeremiah, that's in Obadiah, and other precepts as well. But when it says it stirreth up the dead for thee, it's talking about the heathen nations. That's metaphorically dead. They are dead. They don't have the law. They don't follow the laws. They are dead. Okay, go ahead, bro.
It says, it stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth.
Right, showing you again. That's talking about the heathen. Okay, go ahead.
It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations.
Right. Okay. And so real quick before we go there, let's get that that in Joel chapter 3. Wake up the mighty men, just to tie right in with that saying there in Isaiah 14:9. Sure.
Joel 3 and verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up.
Right. That's why you have Xi Jinping. He ready to go, man.
Right.
All right. Kim Jong-un, ready to go. Iran, whoever their leader is, I don't remember his name off the top of my head. They ready to go. Okay.
Right.
All these nations are ready to go, man. Yahweh Shem Shah mustered the host to the battle. Go ahead, bro.
Right. And I just wanted to add that, it says, wake up the mighty men, prepare war. And you can tell
She
that
warned the US.
you can tell that they, let me see.
They got a war fighting spirit on them.
Yeah, that's right. You can tell that they're ready.
Yeah, ready, man.
It's just pulled up. I was just trying to find that picture of all
of the Moabite army.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in there somewhere. I think it's a little earlier.
Yeah,
it might be a little early.
Yeah, I just wanted to get that, but
but it ain't critical. But yeah. You making an excellent point, bro. They do have a war. So the same thing with same thing with the North Koreans, same thing with the Iranians, which are the Persians. Okay, you got it back, bro.
So back in Joel 3 and verse 10, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. It says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord Yahweh. So back in that
so that
Isaiah.
That ties in beautifully. Yep, that ties in beautifully with the Isaiah 14:9. Yep, you got it, bro.
Going back into Isaiah 14 and continuing on in verse 10, all they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us?
Yeah, you hear me all right, bro? Because I was going through that little dead spot there. You hear me all right?
I can hear you.
Hey. Yeah, okay. Hopefully it's not breaking up because I just went through that dead spot. But yeah, that's the reason why you have Xi Jinping, Breaking Bad, Kim Jong-un, Breaking Bad. You got Turkey, who's a NATO member, Breaking Bad. You know, you got the Iranians, Breaking Bad. You got even, I forget who it was in the you got nations, you got Hamitic nations. I mean, little hills, little Hamitic nations, and the United Nations General Assembly meetings, going in hard with both feet, calling out America by name, as well as NATO in the West, calling them the root of all the world's problems.
That's right.
Okay, because hey, everybody's looking around and like, hey, we got nuclear missiles too, and if we don't have nuclear missiles, we got friends that have nuclear missiles.
That's right.
Okay, and by the way, yeah, you still big and bad, but you're not as big and bad as you used to be. Art thou as weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? You know,
right.
and now China is coming into its own as a world power briefly, you know. So that's why this is going down. This is all prophecy, man.
That's
And
right.
that's the picture the brother was talking about, man. They are locked in. The Most High has mustered the host to the battle. They got a war fighting spirit on them. They are ready to go, man. I don't know what's up with that one dude. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Maybe he's supposed to be looking that way. I don't know. What the hell up with that one
Everybody
dude?
else looking that way.
Yeah, you might want to get him out of there. I don't know about him.
I was gonna add, you better hope Xi Jinping don't see this video.
All right.
He gonna get him. Look, he ended up looking a little bit, but yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. He was. Go ahead.
Yeah. Kind of. So Isaiah 14 and verse 11, thy pomp is brought down to the grave.
Yeah, your arrogance. You know, you proud to be an American. The few, the proud, the Marines, man. Hey, it's nothing but pride in these people, man. They so pride they can't see their own stupidity. They so proud they can't see their own vulnerability, man. That's why it says in Baba Kusha, get that in Obadiah, bro. I think it's like verse 5. Yeah, Obadiah, the fifth verse. No, yeah, maybe it's go up a little bit. Yeah, it's verse 3.
Obadiah 1 and 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the cleft of the rock.
Yeah, the Caucasians, which means Caucasian mean cave dwellers, because they come from the Caucasus Mountains. Okay, this is not hard. Go ahead, up.
Whose habitation is high.
Right.
Who saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
Right. See, that's that pride, man. Okay. Yeah, we can go back to it. Finish it up.
Back in Isaiah 14:11, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vials. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee.
Right. Now, America is never going to be. America is long in the tooth. America is well past its expiration date. America has not hit the wall. The wall has hit America and ran over America, backed up, skid the tires on America. See, and infrastructure trash. Okay, all right. You know, governmental system. 59% of Americans believe that the American government is corrupt. I mean, what is left that's right with this nation? Nothing.
Right.
Nothing. Okay. And that's the Lord's doing. This is the Lord's doing, and it is marvelous in our eyes. Okay. And that's what Isaiah 14:11 is getting into. And then you see here, there was in 12, the how art thou fallen from heaven. That heaven is not talking about the abode of the Most High. Heaven is metaphoric for rulership. Okay. Man, I'm in heaven, man. Right. You see, you talking about you up in the abode of the Most High. No, you mean you in a. It's the best thing ever. You know, on some level, you know. But man, I'm catching hell, man. It's metaphoric. Okay. That heaven is the his rulership, and Lucifer is the light bearer. Okay. Okay. That's why Yahweh Shemashach said, and I saw Satan fall from heaven as lightning. Okay. He's talking about the Satan, which means the adversary here on earth. He's not talking about the spiritual demon Satan. That heaven is rulership. Okay. Sure. And the Satan he's talking about is the adversary here on earth, which is the goddamn devil, which are the Edomites. He isn't talking about the spiritual demon Satan. He wasn't talking about the abode of the Most High. Go ahead, bro.
You want to continue on in Isaiah, or you want to get the next clip?
No, let's get the next clip.
Okay. So this is from Full Spectrum Survival. It says, it's entitled, "It's Coming. Troops deployed to China. Region under attack. Get money out of the bank."
Yeah, he real sensational. I mean, but for good reason. But he be hyping it up. Buy food now. Buy food now.
Right.
This is bad. This is bad. Very bad.
Yep.
Bad Brad.
Yep.
But he brings out some good information.
Yep.
Okay, everybody, this is pretty bad. Exactly what I said was going to happen yesterday started happening today. And now news is coming out that the United States military is preparing for a potential conflict with China if the Speaker Nancy Pelosi and other delegates go to Taiwan. The USA got caught today in attempting to play two lies at the same time. They're lying to the Taiwanese people that they will back them in their independence and fully back their sovereignty with a militarily strategic cooperation between the United States of America and the Taiwan military. And then they are lying to the Chinese people, saying that they do not back Taiwan's independence. Taiwan's army, in a major escalation, has fired repeated warning shots at Chinese drones that have penetrated the island's airspace. The Chinese ambassador to the United States of America says that if anyone tries to separate Taiwan from China, if anyone wants to challenge China's bottom line, then the Chinese military will take forceful measures to firmly safeguard national sovereignty and territorial integrity. The U.S. military is making plans now in case the Speaker Pelosi goes to Taiwan. The military is preparing contingency operations, moving ahead of the visitation. If it goes ahead, the military will increase the movement of all forces and assets in the region, including overlapping rings of protection, according to U.S. officials. North Korea's president has said that the country's nuclear deterrence has now been activated. It reported that all of its forces must now prepare for any emergency.
Yeah. Back that part up and play that part again, Baba Kusha. Like past 10, 20 seconds maybe.
Yep.
Including overlapping rings of protection, according to U.S. officials. North Korea's president has said that the country's nuclear deterrence has now been activated. It reported that all of its forces must now prepare for any emergency.
Yeah, pause, Baba Kusha. See, yeah, like we said at the beginning of this, man, World War III is intensifying on all fronts. That's right. All fronts, man. Okay. Now, I don't think he mentioned the aircraft carrier battle group yet, did he?
No, I don't think he did.
All right, let's let him talk a little bit more. I want to let him get to that.
Okay. I ain't gonna full screen this a little too close to his face. So
yeah. Brad is bad about that. Bad, Brad. You'd be all down his throat and stuff, your tonsils, stuff like that. Yeah. Brad, back up from the camera, man.
Right, yeah.
And grow some hair on your head too.
Right.
Oh, damn it. Go ahead.
Wu says that China urges the U.S. military to halt all provocations and to remove itself completely from any discussions with Taiwan. Now the Chinese are releasing statements in the form of Chinese proverbs, and wartime historians all say that this is another escalation in the lead up to a conflict. When the weasel pays respect to the hen, China's official outlet says, its intentions are certainly not good, which perfectly describes the Republicans' push for Pelosi's unconfirmed plan of visitation to Taiwan. The U.S. policy toward Taiwan is one of strategic ambiguity, says one representative. Washington does not recognize or advocate for Taiwan independence from China, but it does sell U.S. weapons and military equipment to Taiwan, and it does support the island's ability to send its own delegations to world bodies. Given these recent Chinese aggressions, according to lawmakers, they are saying that it is now time for the United States of America to rethink this formulated response to Taiwan independence. I think it's gotten to the point now, says one lawmaker, where China is such a threat to Taiwan where we need to revisit that policy. I don't think it should be ambiguous anymore. I think China needs to understand that our policy is one to defend and not be ambiguous about it. You see, there is a strategic military agreement between China
Yeah, hey,
and...
pause it, bro. I'm not sure. Maybe I got the wrong clip. I thought he would have already got to it. We don't want in Brad's clip. Was we getting the Canadian prepper one at all?
No.
Or did we decide to leave that one out?
I think we decided to leave it out.
Maybe yeah, we can get a little bit of it. Because maybe I got the two clips mixed up. But we can get a little bit of it. We get like the first minute of his, and then we'll get into that article that you got.
Okay.
Here, got a lot of important updates for you today. We got PSAs coming out from New York telling them to get their bug out bags ready because nuclear Armageddon might be right around the corner. We got North Korea.
This guy is an Israelite, okay? Brad, I don't think Brad's an Israelite, but this guy here is an Israelite. Yeah, why is that, man? I mean, not America, Babylon, New York just put out that PSA, you know, what to do if there's a nuclear attack, if a nuclear bomb goes off. If a nuclear bomb goes off over your head, here's what you do, you know? And then now they coming out with this one, you know, telling everybody in New York City to prepare a bug out bag. I wonder why that is. You know, you know why? I just wondered. You know why? Anyway. All right, go ahead.
Folks, Canadian Prepper here. Got a lot of important updates for you today. We got PSAs coming out from New York telling them to get their bug out bags ready because nuclear Armageddon might be right around the corner. We got North Korea threatening to take on the whole world. We got this thing flaring up in the South China Sea, which ain't looking good in the next 48 hours. I guess we're going to know. Is World War III going to start a little sooner than expected? Anyways, let's just get right to it. It is sweltering out here, guys. 50 degrees Celsius with the humidex expected in the coming days. I'm not going to tell you where I am. That's for me to know and for you to find out.
That's enough, bro. That's enough. He's added to the he's added fuel to the fire just in that little opening monologue there, and then he even capped it off with one of the other plagues, which is heat waves, man, and droughts. Okay, which are worldwide, which ties into not only the uncomfortableness of the heat waves and the droughts, but also into the famine, man, which famine is here, worldwide famine. Okay. So, but yeah, let's get a little bit of that article, bro, going into the aircraft carrier battle group.
He did mention something about the South China Sea. He didn't he said something about the South Sea.
Yeah, somebody said it. Somebody actually talked about the battle group, but we don't have to get it. You got the article, so we'll just get the article.
So this is from republicworld.com, published July 28th, 2022, the year of Yahweh Shai turning up. You're the turn up. It says U.S. warship sails to Taiwan Strait as China's PLA ups air power ahead of Pelosi's visit. It says
read that one more time, Babu Shah.
It says U.S. warship sails to Taiwan Strait as China's PLA, People's Liberation Army, ups air power ahead of Pelosi's visit.
Right. Now, I don't know if this article is going to get into it or not, but the word is that it's the Ronald Reagan aircraft battle group. Okay, so it does get into it. But you got to think about this, man. Babylon has already gone on the record, and they got a scheduled trip for Pelosi to Taiwan. They're the big bad on the block, right? So they do whatever they want, right? Mm-hmm. And then now Moab has gone on the record and said, "Art thou as weak as we? If you send her, art thou become like it to us? If you send her over here, we're gonna blast her ass out of the sky. You're gonna be scraping the bits and pieces of Pelosi's ass off the ground, or probably be over sea, off the South China Sea. That's what you'll be doing, right?" And so now what's Babylon going to do? Babylon going to let itself get punked like that on the world stage?
Right.
Or is Babylon going to go ahead and do it and just try to prepare and make it where Moab, maybe Moab doesn't do what he said he was going to do because America's ready for it. You see, but America is not. I mean, if America calls off the trip, then America got punked on the whole world stage, and everybody sees that America is weak. The last thing a bully can tolerate is for somebody to stand up to the bully in front of everybody else.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're gonna have to wait and see what happens. Maybe America, Babylon will come up with some type of saving face reason. Oh, Pelosi got monkeypox, so we had to call it off. Whatever, we'll see what happens. Okay, but hey, the stage is set, man. The stage is set. Okay, the only way for them to call it off is to have something where it's something. Oh well, monkeypox or this or that or whatever. Okay? Otherwise, they can't do it because they're going to be getting punked in front of the whole world, on the world stage in front of everybody. And they can't have that. Bully can't have that.
Right.
Go ahead.
And they, it's set for, I don't think they have a date, but they said like the beginning of August.
Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah, it's somewhere around there. But yeah, it ain't too far out. I mean, was it August or was it September? Oh man. Okay. That's like next month.
Yeah. I read one War News 24/7 article came out, said around August 1st.
Right.
And that's Monday.
Right. Okay. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they hurrying that battle group over there.
Right. Yeah. And then you got the U.S. military telling Joe Biden, saying that the military don't think it's a good idea that Pelosi goes to Taiwan right now, showing that the military ain't prepared for what's in store, man.
America's military. America is stretched way thin, man. Just like ancient Rome, bro. That's what happened with ancient Rome. Ancient Rome, it takes a lot of manpower, resources, finances to run an empire. And the Roman army and the Roman government, they stretched themselves too thin, man, and it contributed to the downfall.
That's right. So, getting a little bit into the article, it says ahead of the looming fear that Chinese People's Liberation Army would attack the U.S. House Speaker Pelosi's aircraft when she flies to the self-administered Taiwan, U.S. military on July 26 sailed its only forward deployed aircraft carrier USS Ronald Reagan towards Taiwan Strait. It says the USS Ronald Reagan departed Changi Naval Base, Singapore, after concluding a port visit with cruiser USS Antietam.
So if it's already over there in Singapore, man, it ain't gonna take it long to get to that region.
Right.
It ain't gonna take that long. It ain't like it's coming from over here.
Right. Mm-hmm. So I think that's really all you wanted to get.
Yeah, that's sufficient, bro. Let's get a few more precepts then, bro. If we get ready to get to the last part.
Mm-hmm. So this is any particular one you wanted to get into?
Let's get the rest of that Isaiah 14, Babu Shah. Finish that up. Jumping down to the 21 to the 24, Babu Shah.
Isaiah 14 and verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities.
Babu Shah, I see what the Hebrew word that is, and that's what the Edomites have done. Even in places that they didn't build the cities, they have set the example that the heathen have followed. Babu Shah, before you get that, give me Jeremiah 51, 6, 7, and 8. I want to say, Jeremiah 51, 6, 7, 8. Because even where they didn't build the cities, which a lot of the cities have been built by them, even in places that they don't directly occupy, they've gotten the contracts to come in there and build these skyscrapers. And even where they didn't build them, the heathen nations have been copying them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's what this precept's going to get into.
Jeremiah 51.
Okay, let's just let's just get straight to the point, which is 7 and 8.
Okay, come on. Jeremiah 51:7. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord Yahweh's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad.
Yeah, mad. They crazy, man.
Right.
They don't. You got the Taiwanese are drunk. The Taiwanese are crazy. They
Yeah.
should be like, yeah, Xi Jinping. Yeah, just we're part of China. You're our people. We're kin.
Yeah.
Let's get reunited. Let's get rejoined back in to the Chinese nation or country or whatever. Because you are we and we are you. But no, they drunk with the wine of Babylon. And Moab, the rest of Moab is too. But they drunk and they can hold their liquor a little better. As they say. See?
Right.
And all these nations are drunk. But the ones, some of them have started to sober up a little bit, and now they're mad in a different type of way. They're angry. They want payback. They want retribution. They want a chunk of flesh out of the whore that's been taking advantage of them. Okay? So this scripture is true in multiple ways. You got it, bro. So yeah, if we did you get the 8 yet?
No, I ain't got that yet.
Okay.
Jeremiah 51:8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her, take balm for her pain, if so be she may be healed.
And might as well get that 9 with that.
Verse 9. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies.
Right, because this place is not coming back. The end result of everything you see in here is going to be America, Babylon the Great, absolutely, totally, and utterly destroyed by fire. And then the whole kingdom of Esau Edom is going to be laid desolate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we can get back to Isaiah, Brother Shah.
So back in that Isaiah 14, and did you said you wanted me to get
that word for just want to show that word, that Hebrew word for children, is actually most likely ban, which is B-A-N, not B-E-N as they spell it here.
Yeah, ban.
Okay, right, because it's really talking about the sons. Okay, not that the she devils, the Shedomites, are going to be off the hook. But they're just like our women are included by extension. When it talks about the sons of Israel, usually in English it'll say children, but it's talking about the sons, the men, and our women are included by extension. Same thing with the Shedomites, the she devils. They're included by extension. Okay, but it's really talking about the Edomite man.
So Isaiah 14:22, for I will rise up against them, said the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahshua of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son
and nephew
and nephew.
Right, because it's Yahweh. Saith the Lord Yahweh, right? Because it's really talking about the Edomite man. Yep. Okay.
Verse 23. I will also make it a possession for the bittern and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction.
That's that thermonuclear fire. Baba Kushar, we haven't got this one in a while. I want to get 2 precepts real quick. I want to get the one where it talks about, I know one of them's in the book of Job, talks about the fire not blown. And then the other one was talks about the destroying wind, which I believe is in the book of Jeremiah, if I remember it correctly. You get either order. Doesn't matter what order you get those in. But that's that besom of destruction, man. It's that thermonuclear, that shock, that radioactive, superheated, a high speed shock wave blast that emanates from ground zero.
That's right. Yep.
Okay. I mean,
So,
superheated too. Go
mhm,
ahead, bro. You got it.
right. So I believe it's either Jeremiah 51 and 51 and 1. So I'll start off with Jeremiah 51 and 1. Thus said the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yasha, behold, I will raise up against Babylon, not for Babylon, against Babylon,
Right.
and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me, a destroying wind.
Right. Hey, bro. Let's show them a picture of that, bro. Let's pull up on YouTube a quick little video of a nuclear detonation and let them see that shockwave blast coming out, because this is exactly what the scripture's talking about.
See if there's a short clip.
Yeah, it can either be short or you can just, pan it to right where it is. Either way.
Sometimes the noise.
Following up. Unlike most of us, Spriggs understands the physics that produces these spectacular images.
Temperatures can reach anywhere from about 10 million degrees up to about 15 million degrees initially. Degrees Kelvin. Very hot. Very hot.
At the outer edge of the fireball is a shock wave. But the fireball doesn't vaporize, the shock wave crushes. See those
Hey, back that up again. With the fireball doesn't vaporize the what? Read that, play that again, Bubble Shot.
vaporize, the shock wave.
Very hot. Very hot.
At the outer edge of the fireball is a shock wave. But the fireball doesn't vaporize, the shock wave crushes.
That's the besom of destruction.
That's right.
Thanks, Esau.
Right.
That's the besom of destruction right there.
That's right.
Okay, the shockwave crushes, as Esau put it.
Yep.
Okay?
The destroying wind.
Yeah.
So again, Jeremiah 51 and 1, thus said the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind, and will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. And then it continues, but jumping over to that Job 20 and verse 26, all darkness shall be hid in his secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle.
Yeah, so ill that he's gonna be done away with. It's gonna go so ill for him that's left in his tabernacle that he's eventually going to be exterminated. And it's also talking about those that are left that are going to be the first crop of Edomite slaves in the kingdom. Oh boy, is it going to go ill for them.
That's
right.
right.
But what we came for is that fire not blown shall consume. What type of fire you don't have to blow on, man? Every type of fire I know about, you got to get the bellows on it, be like blowing on it and stuff. You see the ox lighting the incense, the fire for the incense at camp, and the ox all like, trying to, he's protecting it from the wind, right? Because the wind will blow it out. So that's not really a good, but still, you trying to get a campfire going, you're going to be blowing on it. You're going to be like fanning it and stuff because you got to get that oxygen. Part of what you need three things for a fire. Okay. You need fuel, you need heat, and you need oxygen. Right. You need those three things, man. And so to get that oxygen flow, if you're trying to start a fire, you want some airflow underneath of it so that oxygen can flow. Because once the oxygen level drops, the fire is going to go out. See? Yep. But so what type of fire is this that you don't need to blow it? I don't get this. It's thermonuclear fire.
That's right.
I still like the way George Galloway from RT puts it. I miss George since they don't have him on YouTube anymore. Thermonuclear fire.
Right.
Thermonuclear fire. And how do I know that? How am I so familiar with how George Galloway says it on RT? because it's that much in the news. I've heard them talk about it in the context of the Third World War so many times.
Right.
Okay, thermonuclear fire. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we are in the Third World War right now, man. We're in the beginning, early stages, and they ain't gonna do nothing but intensify. That's the title. The
That's right.
Third World War is intensifying on all fronts. All fronts.
That's right.
Got it, bro.
It says it's going to consume him. It's going to consume everything, everything and everybody over here in America. It's going to be 200 million detonations of just vaporized fire, just consuming everything.
That's almost, almost one for every heathen over here.
Right.
Hey, let's just make each heathen got to share their own warhead. So you can get two. You can have one warhead for every two heathen over here.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Damn. Everybody get their own warhead.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, one of those warheads will destroy any major city by itself.
Yep.
Hey, these other nations are gonna send enough of them over here for every two heathen to have their own.
Mm-hmm.
See, and it shouldn't be hard to see how this place is going to be utterly destroyed with fire.
That's right, because the scriptures tell you plainly that the Lord Yahweh Shemshai is going to make Babylon a desolation, as we just read in Jeremiah 51 that it said it's going to make it a pools for bittering, and also it says it's going to be that no man shall dwell in America because it's going to utterly make America desolate.
Right.
And it's going to, like the Apostle Peter says in 2 Peter said, that it's going to dissolve everything. And what did the dude say right here? He said that it can get up to 10 million degrees Fahrenheit, I believe he said. Let me see what he said again.
That produces these spectacular images.
Temperatures.
And Slocky, and pause it. See, that's the mushroom cloud. When
Yep.
you read in the scriptures and it talks about the heavens departing and being rolled back as a scroll, that's what the prophets saw.
Mm-hmm.
Now, are they going to call it a mushroom cloud? No, man. That term wasn't made up then.
Right.
They put it in terms and similitudes of what they were familiar with and what was common in that day. And that's the same thing you would do if you saw something that was happening 2,000 years in the future, 3,000 years in the future, with technology that you couldn't even imagine. You're going to compare it to things that you do know.
Right.
Right.
In your time frame. Right.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
From about 10 million degrees up to about 15 million degrees initially.
He said,
yes. Yep. Esau don't know. Esau, what thermometer you use to measure that?
Right.
But he probably, if anything, it'd be hotter than that. If anything.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Even still, and 10 million degrees, even 10 million degrees Fahrenheit is melting, a person's skin off their body. So it's going to be a complete desolation over here in America, aka Babylon the Great.
That's exactly what the Apostle Peter was talking about in 2 Peter in the 3rd chapter, the 10th verse on down, when he said the very elements shall melt with fervent heat.
That's
and
right.
the atmosphere being on fire.
That's right.
See, he's talking about the same thing.
That's right.
He's talking about the exact same thing. Nuclear war is in the Bible.
That's right.
Go ahead. Got it.
So, you want to get the next clip?
I think did we finish Isaiah 14?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can get it again.
You got down to 24 or?
Oh, yeah. I didn't get 24. I got to 23.
Yeah, get to 23 and to 24, and then we'll get to the next thing.
Isaiah 14:23. Again, I will also make it a possession for the bittern and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, said the Lord Yahweh of hosts. The Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahshua of hosts hath sworn, saying, surely as I have thought, so shall it come to pass. and as I have purposed, so shall it stand.
That's it, man. Ain't nothing gonna change this or slow it down. Ain't nothing
right.
gonna change it, man.
Nope.
We don't have a lot of time, man. Barak how about Shema Shah? Hasten the days, shorten the days,
Right.
give unto us few days, okay?
Mhm.
Because we want to get to the kingdom as quickly as possible.
That's right.
But yeah, we got this crux clip for you now, which is going into how because you got like this love triangle where you got Russia in the middle, and Russia is super duper friendly with Iran and pretty friendly with Israel, the Israelis. But the Israelis and Iran, man, they can't wait to blast each other off the face of the map.
Right.
And then you got this little thing about prophecy too, because right along with America, Babylon the Great being destroyed by thermonuclear fire, those Israelis are going to be destroyed by thermonuclear fire. The land of Israel has to be cleansed and purged with thermonuclear fire as well. Okay.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So something's got to give, because right now, Russia, who's going to be leading this coalition of nations, is on very good terms with Israel. Well, something's got to happen, right? In order to get things going in the direction of biblical prophecy. Don't worry, we got you covered with this crux video right here. All right, go ahead, bro. Pause. Bubba Kusha. Israel confirms Russia's S-300 fired at the Israeli Air Force jets over Syria. And I know what you're thinking. Well, that doesn't mean that they fired it. It just means that somebody fired an S-300, probably Syria. No, I believe it goes on later on to tell you that no, it was Russia that fired it at them. Okay, and like I said, Russia is on good terms. Things are souring very quickly. Of course they're going to, man, because it's prophecy. You know where it's going. If you understand the prophecies and you believe the prophecies, you know where things are going. It don't matter what it looked like, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, a month ago, 2 months ago, a year, 2 years ago. It don't matter. You know where it's going because the scriptures say so.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So this is things. This is like the last few things being put in place. Relations between Russia and the Israelis are souring rapidly right now.
That's right.
Go ahead, bro.
And if you didn't know, it's in subtitles, so you gotta, or it's in, it don't say it, you gotta read it.
Yeah,
yourself.
right. Hey, pause, Bubba Kashad. This is the third documented joint drill between the two countries since Russia invaded Ukraine earlier this year. You mean to tell me they've had 3 documented joint drills just this year? And this year's barely half over? Why so many drills?
Mm-hmm.
The third woe cometh quickly. All right?
That's
just
right.
had to pound that point home, Mark. That's it. You got it. Pause, Baba Kusha. There you see it. Rising tensions between Moscow and Tel Aviv. Relations are souring between the Israelis and Gog and Magog.
That's right.
Okay, go ahead, bro. You got it. Yeah, and that's sufficient, bro. That's sufficient. We get the point because, you know, you had that S-300 being fired at Israeli jets. Now they didn't hit them and knock it. They didn't blow them up or anything, but they fired at them. And then you have Moscow looking to kick this Jewish agency, out, which these are all things going into, and then some other things they touched in as well. Yeah, Russia fired S-300 at Israeli jets over Syria and one-off incident. Gats confirms. That's them trying to downplay it. Oh, it was just, it was nothing. That's what they mean by the one-off. Oh, it wasn't anything. They're trying to downplay it, right? But this is biblical prophecy. So, let's get into, bro. What else we got besides the Ezekiel 38, bro, Kasha?
We got Malachi 4, Revelation 14, Jeremiah 50, Isaiah 9, and that's it.
Let's get the Revelation 14. Actually, no, we don't need to get that. Let me see here. Let's just get the Ezekiel 38, bro, and we'll go ahead and wrap it up there. We got a late start tonight.
Okay.
And we don't need to get it at the top. Scroll down a little bit, Baba Kasha. We're going to get straight to the point that really deals with. No, let's read it from the top, but I won't really dig in too much because it really gets into what the Crux article just brought out. It really gets into that down around like the 8th verse. So we'll really dig in there. Go ahead, bro. Baba Kasha.
Connie. So starting from Ezekiel 38 and verse 1, and the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him.
Yeah, now that's modern day Russia. Gog and Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him. The Most High has a very special role for the Edomites over in the land of Gog and Magog to play, but that don't mean he for them. He's still against them, and they're still, after they do what they got to do, they're getting destroyed too. Okay, right? Yep. No sympathy, none. Right? But very interestingly enough, if you want to know a little tidbit that helps you to see that that's modern day Russia, besides the fact that that's where the land, when you look at the ancient maps, you see Gog and Magog is right where Russia is today. How do you say prince in the Lashon Kodash, the ancient Paleo Hebrew, the ancient biblical Hebrew? How do you say prince? Shar.
Yep.
How do you say chief? Rosh. Rosh. Let me see. You say chief, Rosh, and you say prince, Shar. Put those two together, Rosh, Shar, Rosh, Shar, Russia, Russia. That's where it comes from, man. That's where the name Russia comes from. It's actually two Hebrew words put together, Ra'ash, Shar, Ra'ash, Wa, Shar, Ra'ash, and Shar, and that's what Russia comes from, man. And it literally means chief prince.
That's right.
Elder Apostle Dahar brought that out, and I was like, nah, that has got to be loaded up. That's a silver bullet right there, baby.
Yep.
Okay. Ra'ash Shar is directly where Russia comes from. It's just a little bit of a smoothing out of it. you'll have a Hebrew word, you'll have a word in one language, and then when they say it in a different language, it changes a little bit. But that's directly where it comes from, man. It literally comes from the Hebrew words Ra'ash and Shar, which means chief prince.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I mean, if that don't help you, then you just hopeless.
Right.
Go ahead, Doc.
Come on, verse Ezekiel 38:3. And say, thus said the Lord power, Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords.
Yeah, that's all metaphors for modern warfare fighting equipment, whether it be offensive or defensive, and that is happening and being fulfilled right now. Go ahead, Doc.
Right. Persia, Ethiopia.
Iran. That's Iran. Go ahead.
Ethiopia.
Okay, that's you know who that is. They got the same name today.
And Libya with
they got
them.
this. Yep, they got the same name today.
All of them with shield and helmet.
Yep, weapons of war, equipment of modern warfare.
Verse 6, Gomer.
Turkey, NATO ally, and you see this happening, man. Turkey is all up, buddy with Russia, Ashar, chief prince, and their allies. Go ahead,
and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 7, be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them.
Yeah, get yourself ready, get them ready, get them ready, get them all ready, and get yourself ready. Be prepared and be a guard unto them. Keep America, the big bully on the block, keep America from coming and bullying them. Okay, you're the guard that keeps the big bully from coming and just beating them up.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Verse 8, Ezekiel 38:8. After many days thou shalt be visited. In the later years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword and is gathered out of many people against the mountains of Israel.
This is talking about the land of Israel. Okay? This is something that's about to happen now. This isn't talking about in the kingdom. Once the kingdom's established, we're in our immortality, we're in our godlike state, and then here some regular mere mortals are going to rise up against us.
Right.
No, it shouldn't talk about that, man. Go ahead, keep reading it out.
Come on, it says, I get it again from the top. After many days thou shalt be visited. In the later years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword.
The land of Israel.
And is gathered out of many people against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste. But it is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them.
Yeah, it's talking about those gutter rats that are over there in the land right now. Okay? It's who it's talking about. It's talking about those gutter rats that are over there in the land right now, the 1948ers. Okay? That they declared that's their land and all that, and they all started coming back to that land then. That's what it's talking about. Go ahead.
Verse 9. Thou shalt ascend and come like a storm. Thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land.
Yeah. What did he say? What does that Crux video say? What's the whole point? Tensions, relations between Israel and Ra'ashar, the chief prince, Gog and Magog, Meshach and Tubal, are tensions are escalating. Relations are deteriorating. Yeah, right. Tensions escalate between Ra'ashar and Israel. Okay, the Israelis. Okay,
right. So back in Ezekiel 38:9 again, thou shalt ascend and come like a storm. Thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land, thou and all thy bands and many people with thee.
And you better believe that the Persians are going to be they're going to be right there, right up front. And that's Iran.
That's right. Verse 10, thus say the Lord power, Yahweh, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought.
Yeah, and we usually talk about that evil thought being being towards America, Babylon the Great, and it will be. It is, but that's a secondary thing. It's primarily an evil thought against the land of the Israelis over there in the land of Israel. Okay, and then also America, Babylon the Great as well.
Right.
Okay, go ahead, bro.
Verse 11, and thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls, and having neither bars nor gates, to take a spoil and to take a prey, to turn thine hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited.
Yeah, the land of Israel.
Yep.
Okay, but it's inhabited with a faker, a poser, a bastard, which is Esau Edom, specifically the lead tribe of Esau Edom, which is Amalek. Those are Amaleks. Those are Amalekites over there. That's who's inhabited in the land right now. They didn't talking about, well, we're in the land and we're immortal and we're God kings with spiritual power. You know, here, bro, get that in Zechariah 13:8 real quick, just to really cement that this isn't talking about when we're going to be back in the land. Because when we back in the land, this is what it's going to be like. Okay, how you going to come up against Yahweh Shai Mashiach and take him there? Just ignore the rest of the Israelites. Just Yahweh Shai Mashiach alone. How you going to come up against him and his kingdom and take his kingdom down, or do anything, let alone take it down? Go ahead.
This is Zechariah 13 and verse 8.
No, I'm sorry, Salakia. Not Zechariah. Maybe I meant to say Zephaniah. I want to say
Zephaniah.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, Zephaniah, like 13:8, I believe it is, or 12:8. Actually, I'm sorry. It is Zechariah, but it's Zechariah 12:8. Salakia. Zechariah 12:8.
This is Zechariah 12 and verse 8. In that day shall the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahshua defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem.
So stop right there. Stop right there. Yahweh by Hashem Yahshua himself, that the power of the Almighty, all powerful, all knowing, omniscient, omnipotent power of everything is defending us, and some little piddly ass little peon heathen humans are going to rise up against us and do what?
Right.
But let's finish the verse. Go ahead.
In that day shall the Lord Yahweh defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, or Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David.
The weakest Israelite in that day is going to be like King David. And King David was unfucking touchable on the battlefield, man.
Right.
Okay, with spiritual power. Okay, as it comes to being a warrior, you could not touch King David, man. He killed his tens of thousands. He leaped over walls, and we ain't talking about a 3-foot kiddie wall. Talking probably like 20, 30, 40 feet. Who knows, man? People were bigger and taller in that day. It might have been a 50-foot wall. We don't know. But he leaped over a wall. He ran through a whole troop, which might have been like a battalion, by himself.
Yep.
Where you think Moab be getting that idea for them kung fu movies where you got one master and he goes up and he whips like 50 other kung fu dudes' asses by himself? Okay? Right. Jacob is the former of all things. Okay? He broke a steel bow by his arm, with his arm of steel. He just broke it, man, with his own arm. And the weakest Israelite's going to be like that. The weakest. It starts there. What's the strongest going to be like? Let's finish the verse.
It says, in the house of David, or Dawadah, shall be as the Most High.
What? No, that ain't what the Bible say. No. Let me see. Read that again. No, the Bible don't say that. You tripping.
It says, in the house of David shall be as, I said verbatim, in the house of David shall be as God.
Oh my goodness. I don't believe it, man. There it is, right there. What's the rest say?
As the angel of the Lord Yahweh before them.
So how is any heathen, I don't give a damn, how is any heathen going to do any goddamn thing to the Israelites when we back in the land, man?
Ain't no way.
Right. So it's not talking about that. it's talking about those Israelis that are in the land right now.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
So going back into Ezekiel 38 and verse 12, it says, to take a spoil and to take a prey, to turn thine hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited.
Yeah, by Amalek.
Right. And upon the people that are gathered out of the nations.
Yeah, the Amalekites.
Which have gotten cattle.
Oh, have they not, man? Been living, they've been reigning over everybody else, man. They own everything. Go ahead,
It says, which have gotten cattle and goods that dwell in the midst of the land.
And we can stop there. We can stop there. And that's what you see going on with the crux, man.
Right.
It's beautiful. And this is the Lord's doing, Yahweh Shema Shai's doing, and it is marvelous in our eyes.
That's right.
Everything's heating up. And we still got another little piece, but we're gonna go ahead and wrap up there. You know, you heard him talking about Kim Jong-un.
Yep.
Okay. He like, hey, look, we ready to fire our nuclear weapons, goddammit. What? Right. What? You know, he's that crazy. He's that crazy gang member, man. He the gang member that everybody else stay clear of. Yep. But like, watch out, here come Kim Jong-un, man. Hey, how you doing, Kim? You cool? You cool? I ain't it's an accident, but I didn't mean to take that parking spot. You know, it was really for you. He that crazy, but man, you don't know what he gonna do, right?
That's right.
But that's all we have for y'all tonight. Yahweh Azah, it's been edifying. You got anything else, bro?
No, just shalom to the brother Malak Lakwana Durak Aliyah on the comment board.
Shalom out. All right, so with that, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Before we do, we want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Racha, Qudash. All right, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Much peace, love, respect to the brothers. She's pushing this truth out the four corners of the earth. Ayashmaya Kwana Azanyim Lishmai Shemai. Let him who has ears to hear. Kwam Yasharala.
Kwam Yasharala.
Babakusha Abad Babal Aitha.
Babakusha Babata.
Wakal Adawam.
Wakal Adawam.
Shalom Laha Bakariam. Shabbat Shalom. Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Shalom.